Good morning. How you guys doing? It's Mike back with the thought of the day on July 9th, 2025. First, I want to give honor and praise to Ahaya Shor Ahaya Ba Hashem Yeshai Rawakadas as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit in Hebrew. Then I'd like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today, I want to talk about the outbreak of violence in the urban areas and the impact that it's having. Right now, is things are out of control, especially with a new created segment by these young people called the YNs, and it apparently stands for Young Niggas, and it then got out of control. I predicted this about 5-6 years ago when I first heard of the drill music and what was the content of it and what was going to happen. And many people laughed at me and said, this dude done lost his mind, his music. We listen to music too, and this is that, and blah, blah, blah. But I told them that this music had a different type of spirit, and the intent of it was going to lead to destruction, and we was going to see a kind of impact that crack had on our communities. And I still got some of the posts. Many people said I was overreacting, man, this and this and blah, blah, blah. And now look, killings are regular, killings are frequent. Social media posting the videos, and now we are becoming desensitized to shootouts. The next thing after being desensitized to shootouts is going to be actual killings are going to be online. And then it's just going to get regular and regular after that. It's only going to get worse. And how do we get here, man? You know what I'm saying? It's a various of ways that back in the day when the man got removed from our families for various reasons, and you know what I'm saying? And our women chose the government system. And then you have the with Clinton and all of them in the 90s and the late 80s and 90s with the massive lockups for drugs and this and that nature, taking more and more men off the street, being able to be around their families, and flat out some brothers just not wanting to be responsible, being ignorant to fatherhood, not wanting to step up and play the role. You know what I'm saying? Getting addicted to substances, drugs, and alcohol, the things of that nature. You know what I mean? Our women loving the bad boys, chasing the thugs, and our community as a whole, honoring the thug life. The different shows, different movies, everything that was pushed. We looking at the kingpin drug dealer like he's God, and wanting to emulate that lifestyle, and that got portrayed through movies and through music and through things of that nature, and which led us up to the drill music, which was the ultimate thing now. And these young boys love the drill. They love all of that stuff. And now we at a state to where it is. I don't believe it's no way of going back unless the Most High use some serious divine intervention. So I try to be a solution-based person. So I look at it as get your families together, man. Those out there that want to be protected of this, get your families together. Get your families together and get covered by the blood of the Most High. Get covered by the blood of His Son Yeshaya. You know what I'm saying? Start practicing the commandments and doing the things that you need to do to get better. To cover yourself, to cover your family. Men, go back because it starts with you. Go back to those families. First, get yourself right with the Most High. Cover those families. Go back to your families and get things in order, because only time things work right is when the divine order is working. When the divine order is not going on, then things don't go right. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at. And when the men is not acting right, it leaves the whole family open to sin. And then that's when Satan is allowed to come in. So in order to protect your family in this situation, the men are going to have to get right. If the woman don't have a man in the family, she needs to find a righteous church leader to be her head, and she has to pray hard and really try to follow the commandments. And another thing that hurt our community was when the churches preached to us and put it in our people that the commandments were done away and done in and stuff, and they didn't have to do them no more. and everybody was just covered by grace, and now we have a lawless society. So when you put all of this together, this is what comes out in it. You have a bunch of young kids running around who are very emotional, and because they're being raised by single women who are naturally emotional, so they don't have conflict resolution skills. They don't know how to sit down and have a conversation. They don't know how to humble themselves with and understand that just one uncomfortable conversation could save so many lives. One person don't know how to say I'm sorry, and the other person don't know how to say I accept your apology, because they're full of fear, they're full of pride, and they're full of emotion. So when you put all of that together, you got a person that's going to go to the gun and do what they do. And then you throw in the drugs, the alcohol, and the music, and then you have mayhem. And that's what's going on now. But right now, those who are the only ones that are going to be protected are the ones that's going to go to the Most High. So enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.